Now let's think back again to our definition of statistics. If you remember earlier, we said that statistics is a branch of mathematics that focuses on the organization, analysis, and interpretation of a group of numbers. What we're going to do now is look at ways that we can organize these numbers. Say that we have a scores on job happiness, just as we were talking, and the scores range from 1 to 9, and we have, say, 20 different scores. So what we need to do is find a way of making some meaning of those scores, and one of the ways that we do that is by calculating the frequency of the different values. And once we calculate these frequencies, for example, say that on a scale from 0 to 10, you have 5 people who rated their happiness as a 2. Then the frequency for the rating of 2 would be 5. And what we're going to do is take all of the different values and place them in a frequency table, and this will allow us to get a better idea of what our data looks like. So there's some steps for making a frequency table. And we're going to go through these 4 different steps and walk you through making a frequency table. So the first step is to use the happiness scale, and you're going to write down all the different values that a person can indicate how happy they are. So our happiness scale goes from 0, not at all happy, to 10, extremely happy. Then next, what you're going to do is you're going to look at how frequent each value occurs. Easiest way is to begin at the first letter. So we have an 8 and just make a tally mark. We have 2, make a tally mark, and just keep going until you go through all the set of numbers. And then you can see we have the frequency tally. Step 3 is we're just going to add up those tally marks. And then step 4 is we're going to calculate the percentage of each score. And just sort of as a refresher, remember to get a percentage, you take the frequency of the value, divide it by the number of scores, and then you multiply that by 100. So for example, here we have a rating of 1. We have 2 people who had given that rating. So to get 10%, what we do is we have a total of 20 scores. We divide 2 by 20, which gives us 0.10, and then we multiply that by 100 and we get our 10%. Now, creating a frequency table for nominal variables is the same process. You're going to use the same 4 steps that you would for a numeric variable. So for example, if these are different majors at a college and in a particular classroom, say, and we can see that all these 20 students, 5 are psychology majors, which makes up 25% of the students. And so we do something very similar to what we do with numeric variables. Now sometimes it gets very complicated to do a frequency table if you have a lot of values in measurement. Let me think of an example. Let's think about students' cumulative grade point average, or not grade point average, but cumulative credit hours they've earned while in college. That basically is all of the credit hours from all the classes you've taken. And so what a college, a student graduates with 120 credits. So the values can be from 0 for someone who is just starting college and hasn't earned any college credit, to someone who has 120 where they're ready to graduate. Now, if we use the same process we used before to develop a frequency table, what we would have is we would have 120 different values, and we'd have a very long frequency table. So in situations like that, it may be better to group the variables using intervals. And I'm going to give you a simple example here. Say that we want to group a measurement that is from 0 to 10, and we could group those by 2s, and so we'd have 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, and so forth, and then we would just tally the number that falls within those intervals. Now, a histogram